Hey there, wonderful viewer. Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered, where did this belly fat come from? Maybe you've noticed your pants fitting a little snugger around the waist, or you're feeling a bit more sluggish than you used to. If you're nodding along, you're not alone. As we age, especially after 60, belly fat seems to sneak up on us, and it can feel like an unwelcome guest that just won't leave. But here's the good news. You can take control, safely and effectively, without starving yourself or spending hours at the gym. Today, we're diving into why seniors gain belly fat and, more importantly, how to lose it in a way that's gentle on your body and fits your lifestyle. Let's start by talking about why this matters. Belly fat isn't just about how we look, it's about how we feel and how healthy we are. Carrying extra weight around the middle can make everyday tasks like climbing stairs or playing with grandkids feel harder. It can also increase the risk of things like heart issues or diabetes, which none of us want to deal with. But don't worry, this video isn't about scaring you. It's about empowering you with simple, practical steps to feel lighter, stronger, and more like yourself. We're going to cover 5 key reasons why belly fat tends to stick around as we age, and 5 matching strategies to help you shed it safely. By the end, you'll have a clear plan to start today, no matter where you're at in your health journey. Sound good? Let's dive in. First, let's talk about one of the biggest reasons belly fat creeps up after 60, hormones. As we age, our bodies go through some changes. For women, menopause often brings a drop in estrogen, and for men, testosterone levels tend to dip. These shifts can make our bodies more likely to store fat, especially around the belly, instead of burning it off like we did when we were younger. It's like our metabolism decides to take a long vacation. On top of that, stress can make things worse. When we're stressed, whether it's from worrying about family, finances, or just life in general, our body releases a hormone called cortisol. Cortisol loves to tell your body to hold onto fat, particularly in the abdominal area. So, what can we do about it? The first strategy is all about managing stress to keep those hormones in check. Now, I know manage stress sounds easier said than done, but hear me out. You don't need to become a Zen master overnight. Start with something small, like taking 5 minutes each morning to sit quietly with a cup of tea or coffee, and just breathe deeply. Picture yourself letting go of any worries, even if it's just for those few moments. Another great option is gentle movement, like a short walk around your neighborhood. Not only does this help lower cortisol, but it also boosts your mood. For example, my friend Margaret, who's 68, started doing a 10-minute walk after breakfast every day. She says it's like hitting a reset button for her stress, and she's noticed her waistband feels a little looser already. The key is to find something that feels calming and doable for you, maybe it's listening to your favorite music, gardening, or even chatting with a friend. Whatever it is, make it a daily habit, and you'll be telling cortisol to take a hike. Now, let's move on to the second reason belly fat loves to stick around: muscle loss. As we get older, our bodies naturally lose muscle mass, a process called sarcopenia. Muscle is like a furnace that burns calories, even when you're just sitting down. When we lose muscle, our metabolism slows down, and we burn fewer calories throughout the day. That means the slice of pie you used to enjoy without a second thought might now stick around as extra belly fat. It's not your fault, it's just how our bodies change. But the good news is, you can fight back and keep your metabolism humming. The second strategy is to add some gentle strength-building activities to your routine. Don't worry, I'm not talking about lifting heavy weights or turning into a bodybuilder. Simple exercises can make a big difference. For instance, try doing chair squats. Stand up from a chair and sit back down slowly, using your leg muscles about 10 times in a row. You can hold on to the armrests for balance if you need to. Another easy one is wall push-ups. Stand about arm's length from a wall, place your hands on it, and slowly bend and straighten your elbows. These moves help build muscle, which revs up your metabolism and helps burn that belly fat. My neighbor Tom, who's 72, started doing these exercises 3 times a week while watching his favorite evening show. He says he feels stronger, and he's even noticed his belt fitting better. Aim for 10 to 15 minutes, a few times a week, and you'll start to see changes. If you have any health concerns, check with your doctor first, but most people can do these safely. Before we wrap up this part, let's touch on one more reason belly fat can be stubborn: digestion changes. As we age, our digestive system slows down a bit, and our bodies might not process food as efficiently. This can lead to bloating or even storing more fat. especially if we're eating foods that don't agree with us. Plus, if we're not getting enough fiber or water, things can get a bit backed up, which makes our belly feel and look bigger than it needs to. The third strategy is to focus on eating foods that support your digestion and keep you feeling light. Start by adding more fiber-rich foods to your meals. Think vegetables like broccoli or carrots, fruits like apples or berries, and whole grains like oatmeal or brown rice. Fiber helps keep things moving and can make you feel fuller, so you're less likely to overeat. For example, try swapping out white bread for a slice of whole grain toast at breakfast. And don't forget water. Aim for 6 to 8 glasses a day to help your digestion and reduce bloating. My friend Susan, who's 65, started carrying a water bottle with her and adding a handful of berries to her morning yogurt. She says her stomach feels flatter and she has more energy to keep up with her grandkids. Small changes like these add up without feeling like a diet. We've covered a lot already: how hormones, muscle loss, and digestion play a role in belly fat, and 3 practical ways to tackle them: managing stress, building muscle, and eating for better digestion. But we're not done yet. There are a couple more reasons why that belly fat sticks around, and some really effective strategies to help you feel your best. Stick with me, and let's keep this journey going. So, here we are, continuing our chat about why belly fat seems to love hanging around as we age, and, more importantly, how to send it packing in a way that's safe and doable. If you're thinking, okay, I'm ready for more ways to feel lighter and healthier, you're in the right place. Let's pick up where we left off and dive into the next couple of reasons why that stubborn belly fat sticks around, along with some practical steps you can start taking today. One big factor we haven't talked about yet is sleeper, more specifically, how a lack of it can make losing belly fat tougher. You might be wondering, what does sleep have to do with my waistline? Well, it turns out, quite a lot. When we don't get enough good quality sleep, our bodies get a little out of whack. Sleep affects hormones like ghrelin and leptin, which control hunger and fullness. If you're tossing and turning or only getting a few hours of shut-eye, ghrelin, I'm hungry hormone goes up, while leptin, I'm satisfied hormone goes down. The result, you might find yourself reaching for that extra cookie or feeling hungrier than usual, even after a meal. Plus, poor sleep can ramp up cortisol, that stress hormone we mentioned earlier, which loves to store fat right around your belly. It's like a double whammy. So, how do we tackle this? The fourth strategy is all about improving your sleep to help your body work in your favor. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night, and try to make your bedtime routine as relaxing as possible. For example, turn off screens like your phone, tablet, or TV at least 30 minutes before bed. The blue light from those devices can mess with your body's natural sleep signals. Instead, try something calming, like reading a book, listening to soft music, or even doing a few gentle stretches. My friend Dorothy, who's 70, started keeping a notebook by her bed to jot down any worries or to-do lists before turning out the light. She says it helps her mind settle, and she's sleeping better than she has in years. Another tip is to keep your bedroom cool and dark. Think of it as creating a cozy cave for rest. If you're still struggling, consider talking to your doctor to rule out things like sleep apnea, which can be more common as we age. Better sleep means a happier metabolism and fewer cravings, which can make a big difference in losing that belly fat. Now, let's talk about another reason belly fat can be so persistent: our eating habits. As we get older, our calorie needs often decrease because we're not as active as we used to be, or because of that muscle loss we talked about earlier. But sometimes, our eating habits don't adjust to match. Maybe you're still eating the same portion sizes you did 20 years ago, or you're grabbing quick, processed snacks because they're convenient. Foods like sugary desserts, white bread, or sodas can spike your blood sugar and lead to more fat storage, especially around the middle. And let's be honest, those foods are everywhere, and they're designed to be tempting. The fifth strategy is to make small, smart tweaks to how you eat, focusing on foods that keep you satisfied and support fat loss, without feeling like you're on a strict diet. One easy way to start is by building your meals around what I like to call the power trio: lean protein, healthy fats, and colorful veggies. Protein like chicken, fish, eggs, or even beans helps you feel full and supports muscle growth. Healthy fats, like those in avocados, nuts, or olive oil, keep you satisfied and give you energy. And veggies? They're low in calories, but packed with nutrients and fiber to keep your digestion humming. For example, instead of a sandwich with chips for lunch, try a salad with grilled chicken, a drizzle of olive oil, and a side of sliced cucumbers. My neighbor Bill, who's 67, started swapping his evening ice cream for a small bowl of Greek yogurt with a handful of blueberries. He says he doesn't feel deprived, and he's already down a pant size. Another tip is to eat slowly and savor your food. Put your fork down between bites and really enjoy the flavors. This gives your brain time to register when you're full, so you're less likely to overeat. Here's a quick story to show how this can work. My friend Clara, who's 69, used to grab a muffin and coffee for breakfast every morning. She noticed she was hungry again by 10 a.m., and her belly wasn't getting any smaller. So, she switched to a breakfast of oatmeal with a scoop of protein powder, a few walnuts, and some sliced strawberries. It takes her just as long to prepare, but she feels full until lunch and has more energy for her daily walks. She's been doing this for a few months, and she's thrilled to see her waistline shrinking. The best part, she doesn't feel like she's missing out. That's the goal: finding changes that feel sustainable, not punishing. We've now explored how sleep and eating habits can play a huge role in why belly fat sticks around, and 2 more strategies to help you out: prioritizing sleep and making smart food choices. These steps aren't about overhauling your life overnight, they're about small, manageable changes that add up to big results. There's still more to cover, including how to tie all these strategies together and keep yourself motivated for the long haul. Let's keep this conversation going. Alright, my friend, we're in the home stretch now, and I'm so glad you're still with me on this journey to understand why belly fat seems to stick around as we age and how to lose it safely. We've already talked about hormones, muscle loss, digestion, sleep, and eating habits, pretty powerful stuff. Now, let's wrap things up by diving into how to pull all these strategies together into a lifestyle that works for you, plus a little boost of motivation to keep you going. My goal is to leave you feeling ready to take on these changes with confidence, knowing you're doing something great for your health and happiness. One thing we haven't touched on yet is how consistency, or sometimes a lack of it, can make or break your progress with belly fat. As we get older, life can throw curveballs. Maybe you're busy with family, dealing with aches and pains, or just finding it hard to stay motivated when results don't show up overnight. It's easy to try something for a week or two, like eating more veggies or walking daily, and then slip back into old habits if you don't see your waistline shrinking right away. But here's the truth: losing belly fat safely takes time, especially after 60, because our bodies work a little more slowly than they used to. The good news: small, steady changes build momentum, and that's what leads to lasting results. So, how do we make consistency easier? The 6th strategy is to create a simple, personalized plan that feels like it's made just for you. Think of it like a recipe for your favorite dish. You don't need to follow a complicated cookbook. You just need a few ingredients that work together. Start by picking 1 or 2 of the strategies we've talked about that feel the most doable. Maybe you love the idea of doing chair squats to build muscle, or you're excited to try a relaxing bedtime routine for better sleep. Whatever you choose, make it specific and tie it to something you already do. For example, my friend Robert, who's 71, decided to drink a glass of water with every meal to help with digestion. He already sits down to eat 3 times a day, so it was easy to add this habit. He also started doing 10 wall push-ups every morning while his coffee brews. By pairing these small actions with his routine, they became second nature, and he's noticed his energy is up and his belly is a bit flatter. Here's a tip to make this stick: track your progress, but not just with a scale. Scales can be tricky, especially since muscle weighs more than fat. Instead, notice how your clothes fit, how much energy you have, or how easily you can get up from a chair. You could even keep a little notebook where you jot down what you did each day, like walked 15 minutes or ate a veggie-packed lunch. Seeing those checkmarks add up can be incredibly motivating. My neighbor Linda, who's 66, started this and says it's like giving herself a gold star every day. She's been at it for 3 months, and her jeans are looser. But more than that, she feels proud of herself. That's the kind of win that keeps you going. Now, let's talk about one final piece of the puzzle: mindset. Sometimes, we can be our own toughest critics. Maybe you look in the mirror and think, "I'll never get rid of this belly." Or you feel frustrated if you slip up and eat a big slice of cake at a family party. But here's something I want you to hear. You are already taking a huge step by watching this video and thinking about your health. That's not nothing, that's everything. Losing belly fat isn't about being perfect, it's about showing up for yourself, even on the days when you don't feel like it. Every small choice you make, like taking a walk, choosing a healthy snack, or getting to bed a little earlier, is a vote for the healthier, happier you. The seventh strategy is to practice self-kindness and celebrate your efforts, no matter how small they seem. If you have a day where you don't follow your plan, don't beat yourself up. Just say, okay, tomorrow's a fresh start, and keep going. Try setting a little mantra for yourself, like I'm doing this for me, to say when you need a boost. My friend Helen, who's 68, keeps a sticky note on her fridge that says, "Small steps, big wins." It reminds her to stay positive, and she's lost inches off her waist by sticking with her walks and eating more protein. You can also find support by sharing your goals with a friend or family member. Maybe you and a buddy can go for walks together or swap healthy recipe ideas. Having someone cheer you on makes the journey more fun. Let's bring it all together. We've talked about 7 key strategies to tackle belly fat: managing stress to balance hormones, building muscle with gentle exercises, eating for better digestion, prioritizing sleep, making smart food choices, staying consistent with a personalized plan, and keeping a positive mindset. Each of these is like a piece of a puzzle, and you don't have to do them all at once. Start with what feels right for you, and add more as you go. The beauty of this approach is that it's not a crash diet or an intense workout plan. It's a way of living that helps you feel stronger, lighter, and more like yourself. I want to leave you with this: you are capable of amazing things at any age. Every step you take toward losing belly fat is also a step toward more energy, better health, and feeling great in your own skin. So, try one small change this week, maybe 5-minute walk, a glass of water with dinner, or a moment to breathe deeply. You've got this, and I'm rooting for you. If you have a favorite tip from this video or a story about your own journey, drop it in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And if you found this helpful, give the video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more practical tips to live your best life. Here's to feeling fantastic today and every day.